and thank you for joining us for another week of On the Couch with Kimberly, with your host, Kimberly Rose, and your co-host, Miss Kenya Mays.
Hi, fam.
We're excited to get started today. We have a lot of great topics to talk about. As a matter of fact, I'm going to let Kenya get us started with her first hot topic.
All right, now for my first hot topic, I definitely wanted to talk about the new Tyler Perry movie that's coming out, The Temptation. And I'm big on movies, Kimberly, you know this.
Yeah.
And I thought about the fact that I didn't see a lot of people talking about it online.
Right.
And I remember when Sex and the City came out, each of those, and it was such a big deal. And everybody got together and they put their dresses on and women came out in flocks. And I realized we don't necessarily do that when we have movies that come out. So I kind of wanted to talk about that. You know, I want to get a lot of people together and I want us to support, and I want to know how people feel about that. Is it that, you know, because we like to buy the movies from, you know, John on the corner. But do we
do that, Kenya?
Sometimes you don't really, you know, but yeah.
Yeah, and we do.
Yeah,
we do.
But I think that, you know, sometimes we do need to support, especially movies that aren't necessarily the normal comedy, you know, Medea movies.
I don't even really know what it's about. Please give me some.
You haven't seen it?
If I've seen the previews, they didn't catch my eye. Like, it was nothing that really drew me into it.
And maybe that's what it is. I had someone else say that, but it's a Tyler Perry movie, and it's a drama for once. And it's The Temptation, because you have this married woman, businesswoman, and meets this man through business. Her husband, they've been together for a while. He's, you know, going through the normal marital, not, you know, he's working, she's working. They still love each other, but they've kind of grown apart, it seems like. Mm-hmm. And this man swoops in and, you know, lifts her off her feet and kind of seduces her.
Okay.
It's The Temptation.
It's caught my attention already.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, but it's, to me, something totally different from what we've seen from Tyler Perry. Mm-hmm. I really want us to support those good Black dramas and not just the comedies, the, you know, family movies. Let's support us doing something else.
Well, I'm always excited to see a good love story, okay? And if it has a little twist of something extra in it, even better. So, what's it called? The Temptation?
It's called Temptation.
Temptation.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think we should support it. Do you think that we do enough supporting? And I think that's my question for the audience. Do we do enough supporting? Should we get together, or just because it's Black owned, or should that be an issue of whether or not we support it or not?
Absolutely.
I think so.
Absolutely. As far as movies, businesses, I don't care what it is. Support your own people. That is my motto. You know?
I think that's something we should do more of. I think we should take at least one day a month to try to support something that's Black owned. Anything.
I agree.
If it's a product, whatever.
That's a great idea. I hadn't even thought
I
of
was
that.
trying to be like you. I thought about you last week. You know, I'm not the happy, shiny one, so I'm being Kimberly this week.
I'm rubbing off on her, guys.
She is.
All right. So what do you think about that? Do you think we support our, you know, movies enough?
Yeah.
Well, how come we get very few of the Academy Awards? Is because our movies don't do as well in the box office.
Exactly.
So,
and that's why we have so few roles, because we didn't typically support. That's why now you're seeing a lot more of those TV shows, those Black-owned TV shows, or those urban shows, because we're starting to kind of watch those. At one time, you only had, Moesha, a Cosby Show here and there.
Okay, let's not talk negatively about Moesha. I used to love Moesha. I still love Brandy today. That's my girl.
I like Brandy, but, you know, it wasn't, you know, and I watched it, but it was just, what I'm saying, it was a here and there, and everybody watched the Cosby Show in different world, but those were the only ones. You know, you saw one every few years, one would pop up, but you didn't see a lot of them.
Yeah, Urkel.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's because we don't support.
Yeah, I think it is, because we'll watch the movie 100 times, but it's because we went to Joe on the corner and we got it before it came out.
She's still talking about Joe.
I'm just saying.
Well, everybody knows a Joe on the corner.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. We need to, you know, take that money and, you know, take that $11 and go see the movie. At least once.
That's where I got a problem. $11 for a movie, that ain't cheap.
Put popcorn in your pocketbook. Stop playing.
Did she just tell us to do that?
Stop playing. Take your $11 though and support.
Okay. All right, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one.
And the black, like you said, the black-owned businesses, everything. Let's support. Absolutely.
Stop giving that money to, to support other people.
Yeah.
Even I started to bring a product on here. I'm going to start doing a product analysis on my show because I bought this lip gloss. You know, I'm a lip gloss lover. I love my lip gloss. And it had menthol in it, and it was burning my lips, like, Vicks Vapor Rub or something in it. And I hated it. And I said I should come on the show and say, see this product right here?
Don't get it.
You don't want that. But it taught me to
pay attention
to ingredients.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that made me think, because I went to a hair show because I'm natural. Yes, everybody, I have my cute little wig on today. But underneath it all, I'm natural.
And it's beautiful, though.
Thank you. So I went to my natural hair show, and there were a lot of products. And there's one lady who actually made her own product. And she could give you answers. She was in the medical field, so that's why she knew the different things. And she could give you intelligent answers. And I kept saying I wanted to look her up because it was nice not only for someone to say, because, we've always seen those people who, I make my product, I put a little lemon juice in it, but she could give you answers, and it was scientific medical answers, and it made you feel good, like this does this. So I like that, and it was a black-owned product.
Okay. You don't have a web address to give us or anything?
She does, and I have to find the product again, because I think I threw the bag away.
Oh, man.
But I'm sure I can look it up. If not, I can contact the person who had the hair show. She does the salon I go to, so I'm sure I can find it.
Okay, guys, and for the last show that I do, I'm gonna come on with a whole different hairstyle. If you've been following me, not only this season, but this season and last season, my look changes in a blink of an eye. I come on here with a whole different look. But I'm going to try these natural styles.
Okay.
When you're transitioning, they have styles that are transition styles. So I'm going to try it.
So I guess I'll be natural for you guys too.
I'm on the last week. So tune in and check that out. That'll be on the 10th. So
D, I'm going to have to come see you before we do another show then, because, I didn't like how the afro looked on here.
Really?
I didn't. I think it's the color though, because with the lights and everything, the color differences just wasn't working for me. But the first week I liked the hair. Okay. Had a little page boy thing going on.
She changes up as often as I
do.
So
I was different this morning.
I don't think I changed that quickly, guys, but I do change up, okay? So, anyways, let's keep it moving.
All right. Now, my next one I wanted to talk about, because I'm from Petersburg, so I definitely wanted to talk about this when I saw it. And it's about Petersburg school systems and the scrutiny they have going on right now. And it's the State Board of Education members recently were highly critical of the leadership at Petersburg Public Schools and warned that the time is running out on local efforts to fix failing schools. The meeting between the state education officials and Petersburg school officials focused on the progress of the school system and specifically what kinds of teachers are working in the schools was scrutinized. But the February 28th meeting quickly went to the core question of who is in charge of Petersburg schools. And the state could potentially take over failing schools, including 2 of Petersburg schools. The State Board of Education members were asked who was in charge of the schools. And basically what they said was this is a question they've asked themselves, is what was said by Petersburg. Is it the superintendent? Is it the state board? Is it our delegate? Is it our governor? Or is it not the Petersburg school board? Now, currently, 4 schools in the state were denied accreditation: Jefferson Houston Elementary in Alexandria, Lafayette, Winona, and William H. Ruffner Middle Schools. They're both in Norfolk. And then there was Petersburg Middle School, of course, in Petersburg, Virginia. And there are 2 schools that are in their 3rd consecutive year of warning, and that's A.P. Hill Elementary and Page Middle Elementary. So that's Petersburg, Peabody Middle School, and then A.P. Hill Middle School, that are in danger of having the state take over it. And with me being from Petersburg, and my son went to Petersburg twice, so I have my own views on Petersburg. But I think the biggest thing is who's in charge. And that was a question I had when my son went, because there was an issue I had. Won't get into it, but no one could give me a real answer.
Who was in charge?
Yeah.
Isn't there a superintendent of schools?
I went to the Board of Education, and they actually put my issue back to the principal, who couldn't give me an answer when I asked her.
Really?
Yeah, which is why I brought my child back to Richmond, which I love, absolutely love Richmond schools.
Kudos, Richmond.
Absolutely. But I think that it's a little bit of everyone should be the answer. You should have, the parents need to take more time to look at the schools, because the issue that I had when my son was there should have been an issue that every single parent in my son's class had. But no one seemed to even notice that they didn't have a teacher for the whole school year. How do you not know your child has a substitute for 7 months out of a school year?
Right, right.
And as a principal, how do you allow that? Until I went to the school board, they had different substitutes almost every week.
So they didn't have, what do you call parent-teacher conferences? No?
You don't have a teacher.
So you can't have no teacher conference?
Okay. And I had been trying to contact the teacher, which is how I found out he didn't have one in his class. Because I've been, when you go a couple of weeks and it's like, wait a minute, why is the teacher not here?
Right.
I drop my child off every day. So, it was a situation where, okay, now I've gone to the principal because I couldn't go to the teacher. 2-3 weeks later, I can't get a meeting with the principal. I go to the school board.
Well, I've been hearing bad things about Petersburg schools for the longest, and which is why I refused to move to Petersburg.
Yeah. And I would say this, Petersburg has, I think, some good teachers, but I think the teachers are a lot better when you have good parents.
Right, absolutely, because they go hand in hand.
Yeah, they're a lot better when you have good parents. So that's why I think it's everyone, but I think it is something they absolutely need to work on, because it can get better.
Right.
It's so many things that can get better. And then my thing is, those are your children that you're thinking about. You have to
be proactive.
Exactly.
Right.
Because these are the people that are going to hopefully, be your next delegates, your next superintendent, your next something.
Right.
If you don't teach them to be the next anything, then who's going to run the city? Someone else is going to come in that doesn't know the city, doesn't care about the city.
Right.
And it's going to run however they feel like it, but it's not going to benefit the people because they don't have any ties to the city.
Right. Not effectively.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. We're going to put the number up on the screen. Give us a call. Give us your opinion on school systems in the area. Mine went to Chesterfield County Schools. Yay, Chesterfield. And I love Chesterfield County Schools. I really did. But I had the option to move down in the Petersburg area, and that was one of the reasons why I would not, because I did not want my kids to go to Petersburg schools.
Yeah.
I had just heard so many negative things. So.
And mine has gone to, I've done Henrico. I've done everything probably in the area besides Chesterfield. So I've done Henrico. Henrico is pretty good. I think
I've heard good things about them.
I think Henrico goes either way. I think they deal very well with certain types of children. And if your child is not necessarily the standard or above standard child, they may not be the best school to go to.
Oh, okay.
They do very well with, especially if they have a lot of programs. They seem to, and maybe because of the area I was in, everything catered to maybe stay-at-home moms. So there were a lot of programs that were during the day, and I'm thinking,
who can do that?
Who can do that? Then I realized there's a lot of stay-at-home moms in certain areas.
Yeah.
But I love Richmond schools. Richmond schools I haven't had, and they work with you. They work hard. They're understanding, and I just absolutely love them. I give my hats off to, and I've heard great things. I have a cousin that's about to graduate from Chesterfield.
Okay.
Love it. When I look at him, I'm thinking, I like Chesterfield.
Chesterfield was awesome.
Yeah.
It really was. I don't have anything bad I can say about it.
Yeah.
Really, I don't.
And you can call in if you just want to, say kudos to your area. If you have something, great to say about the school system your child goes to or is going to, give us a call. Or if there's something that maybe could change, this is a place for you to voice your opinion.
Voice your opinions. We want to hear what you think. Okay. I'm going to jump in. You're giving us some really great information. I'm going to jump in with something about schools as well, because I found a story about schools as well. This was what would cause a school to be labeled as racist.
Oh, wow.
At least one district in Mississippi is on the right track to ending unfair disciplinary practices against minorities thanks to a court order. We have our first caller. Thank you for calling. You're on the couch with Kimberly.
How y'all doing? This Shaw, just to let y'all know I'm checking y'all show out.
Well,
pretty good topic.
Thank you, Shaw. How you been doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good, good. Thank you for calling.
Nice. All right, I might call back after I think about what I'm going to say.
Okay, call us back.
All right.
All right, bye-bye. Oh. Okay. The state has come under fire by civil rights organizations and even the Justice Department for harsh disciplinary tactics, including suspending black students for minor infractions. In fact, the U.S. Department of Justice Civil Rights Division launched an investigation into a brutal school-to-prison pipeline where children faced repeated incarceration and abuse for the smallest misdeeds. After thorough investigation, the Meridian Public School District, along with the Justice Department, filed a proposed order in district court to change the way the school district punishes students. It says an earlier investigation of Meridian schools showed that if a black student was referred out of the classroom for misbehavior, he was 5 times more likely to receive an out-of-school suspension than that of a white student. The court order prohibits using suspension for minor misconduct, such as dress code violation. It also prohibits involving law enforcement and disciplinary issues that the schools can handle safely themselves. It must also train school police officers in bias-free policing. What do you think about this?
I think that's good, because I think there are a lot of school systems that maybe don't go as far as them, because I think that they were actually, from the sound of it, getting police involved in.
Well, we're talking about Mississippi.
Yeah. A little far below the Mason-Dixon line.
Oh, I'm telling you now. All right, we got somebody who wants to share with us. Thank you for calling. You're on the couch with Kimberly.
How you doing? I was listening to what you was reading off the paper, and I found out that, I was always against integrating, always have been against it, because when we got integrated into these white schools, and I went to Thomas Jefferson High School.
Okay.
That's what I was integrated to. But I found out that they didn't want us out there anyway. So what they did, most of the white kids moved out there and started having these private schools. Mm-hmm. And that right there was telling me back in the early 70s that, hey, white folks going to turn around and going to have private schools. Don't want blacks out there with them. And the Richmond Public School is struggling because they don't have the computers like they're supposed to have.
That's right.
We don't invest in our children like we're supposed to invest.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn what it has to be paid at City Hall or keeping the lights on all night long.
Yeah.
And running bills up at the end of the year be almost $24 million.
Right.
They could take that money and say, okay, our children will come. So we're going to put computers in there, and all these black schools, we're going to have teachers that really want to teach. Like, we had teachers that taught us. We had teachers that come there just for the damn money. We had teachers that taught us that care.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's what we as parents need to get there and tell those folks up at that school board, tell them, listen, we're sick and tired of this.
Yes.
We cannot teach our children what they need to be done. Y'all need to be removed. Put computers in it. Y'all worried about this and that. And the mayor of this city here, he's just as white on white.
Okay.
Because he don't care nothing about the black community and what's going on in this community. He don't care about the senior citizens. Anytime he boosts up water and sewage $60, the mayor damn crazy going with the white folks.
Yes, sir.
And this is a dominant black city, just like Atlanta. Atlanta is dominant black. And it is beautiful there in Atlanta. And they don't treat them black there no way. They treat us up here.
Right. Okay. I'm with you.
Hey, so I just want the parents of this city to get together, all of them get together, black, white, whatever it is in these inner schools. And they need to voice their opinion because we did it when we was in school. We boycott the schools to let them know this is what we want, and we got it.
Right. Yep. What they say, a closed mouth don't get fed, right?
That's right.
That's right. Well, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And I agree 100%.
I do. But I will say my son went to Chimborazo last year. Well, he went for a few years. And I love to go to that school because they would have, the different nights, and it would be jammed packed.
Oh, really?
I would get there late and may not have a seat.
Okay.
So I will give my hands out to Chimborazo. They had an excellent principal. They had parents that were always there, and I wasn't used to that out of any school I went to.
Right.
West End, Petersburg, I really wasn't used to it. And I'm not saying they didn't come out in other places, but when I'd never not been able to get a seat but I got there late, and you may not get a seat because they were there.
Okay, so the parents are clearly supporting.
Yeah.
Chimborazo, what is that?
Elementary school. Oh,
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
They are there, and the teachers were on it. Everybody that I dealt with was very, very good, which is why I actually bought my house where I bought it. A lot of people looked because it wasn't in the areas I had necessarily lived in, but I literally brought my house so my son could go to that school.
Okay.
I wish I would have thought about the fact that he was going to be out of elementary school, real quick.
Right. Right. Okay.
Didn't think that far.
We have our next caller. Thank you for calling. You're on the couch with Kimberly.
Hey, Kim, how you doing?
I'm fine, sir.
That was a good topic for us, the prison industrial complex. I like to say nobody builds a hotel unless they expect full occupancy.
This is true.
So we know that these penitentiaries are being built and they expect full occupancy. So sometimes when you're looking for a cheap hotel, I forgot the name of the little website you go to, and they find you cheap rates on hotels. They help fill these hotels. So when we have these misguided school systems, that's essentially what it is. They are an agency that gets the beds filled.
Yeah.
There's a direct correlation or a corridor between prison and public schools.
Yes, it is. I agree.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And if he ain't just speak the truth right there.
Yeah. And I even like what the first caller said when he said that, a lot of these people went to the private schools because that's honestly what happened. And that's still what's happening. They'll take their kids and they'll go to the private school, and that's where the money's going to. You go to these public schools, and I don't know if Chesterfield does it, but they don't bring home books anymore.
Well, I'm not sure because mine finished last year.
Yeah, they don't bring home books, and it blew me.
And look, even when mine was supposed to bring home books, they still ain't bring home no books.
Yeah, they give them handouts now.
Oh, really?
They don't have books, and I'm thinking, you don't have books to bring home?
Right. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So that's where the money is, and that's,
Well, we got to do better. We got to support.
Yeah.
I would even still support something like that, even though I don't have a kid in school right now. I would definitely come out to support a meeting or something that involved the school systems because it's so important.
It is.
It's so important.
And people don't realize it's not just important on the children.
It's
taxes,
important for you,
everything.
Your community.
Yes, your property value.
Yes. Well, yeah. When we're wondering why there's such a decline in the society,
exactly,
that's what we need to be looking at.
Exactly.
I mean, what's happening to our kids in schools? Just something to think about. Food for thought. Okay. We're going to keep it moving right along. I want to get to something like out of the ordinary.
Uh-oh. Kimberly out of the ordinary.
Here we go, y'all. Okay. I have a story that takes place in Tennessee. It is dated March 19th, 2013. It says, well, this relates back to an older case, but a jury found a 26-year-old Tennessee woman guilty of murder Tuesday in the 2011 smothering deaths of newborn twins found in her laundry basket.
Wow.
The jury of 7 men and 5 women convicted Lindsay Lowe of suburban Nashville of felony murder, premeditated murder, and aggravated child abuse. She was immediately sentenced to life in prison by the judge. The defendant, who toted a Bible throughout much of the 7-day trial, told them softly, "I'm okay. I love you all. He's with me," pointing to the sky. Don't make that face, can you? He's with me. Okay, so at trial, jurors saw a video of Lowe telling police she had given birth alone on September 12, 2011, in the bathroom of her parents' home in a cul-de-sac in an upper middle class neighborhood. The bodies weren't found until 2 days later. A family member discovered one baby dead in the laundry basket at their home in Hendersonville, 20 miles northeast of Nashville. When police arrived to investigate, officers found the second body under a bloody sheet in the same basket. Lowe was engaged at the time but became pregnant during an affair with another man, jurors were told. She hid the pregnancy from her family and friends, and the defense and prosecution offered competing arguments as to why. So, of course, one tried to say insanity. Everybody's always insane. Well, not everybody.
I guess they didn't think she was either, huh?
No. The judge didn't fall for that. She claimed she was trying to keep them quiet, not trying to smother them.
But she didn't tell anybody that she had them.
But she didn't tell anybody that she had them. And the police officers found the babies, cold and not breathing. Said that the 2 babies were still attached to their umbilical cords. The defense argued that Lowe's confession was not reliable because she was divorced from reality at the time. Really? I think she was in a close relationship with reality. She knew exactly what she was doing. A psychiatrist testified for the defense that Lowe had blocked out her pregnancy, then suffered shock and delirium from blood loss after giving birth. I know y'all gonna have some call me about this story because I just can't even read it without
I just don't understand
feeling some things.
There's so many thoughts that run through my mind. And I guess this is probably a hot topic for people, but if you know you don't want your child, you know that, you're going to throw them in the trash can when you have them, you know you're going to flush them down the toilet, whatever, why not, and yes, I'm saying this, why not get that abortion before that child starts breathing on its own?
Exactly.
Why kill him after you
carry it for 9 months?
Yes.
That's crazy. But how did anybody not know she was pregnant with twins? Okay? I mean, you can hide a whole lot of things, but twins?
Especially she had a fiance.
Yeah.
Your fiance, I just don't understand how did your fiance, is he in Iraq? Is he gone?
It doesn't tell you that.
Is he away for 6, 7, 8, 9 months? Because if not, this man sees you, what are y'all doing that you can...
Well, her father and sister testified on her behalf during the trial, both saying no one knew she was pregnant. The sister said
they just thought she was
they
fat.
Both had been in a wedding just days before the birth, and Lindsay Lowe didn't appear pregnant when she undressed in front of the other women at the wedding party. Now, you pregnant with twins and you changing your clothes, she must be great, real
That's what I was thinking. Maybe she just fat.
Humongous, though, not just
I had a
fat.
coworker who had her baby, and 2 years later, she still looked 9 months pregnant.
Okay, so we're going to assume that she... Don't make that face. We're going to assume that Nobody knew she was pregnant, and she carried these twins full term and gave birth, and nobody knew anything.
So at what point do you start smelling a dead body? Because if she had them on the 12th.
Or didn't they find them a couple days later?
Yeah.
I don't know how long it takes.
And it was bloody, like.
Yeah, that would smell.
You know, something. Nobody washes clothes in the house. Maybe that's what it is. They were finally going downstairs to wash. I mean, there's so many different things that's just.
That doesn't sound right.
Yes, yeah. But there's so many things you can do. Give that child up for adoption. Take that child to a hospital. Leave that child at the hospital. You can do that, and no one has to know it's yours,
right,
or whatever. Someone wanted that child. Somebody would have been a great parent to that child.
I agree.
Even if that child grew up without a parent, that child could have still had a great life.
Right.
With struggles, but those struggles could have made her a better person, or both of them better people. That's just amazing to me. I don't see how people, and then for her to say that God's on her side.
I'm not gonna say she's not in touch with reality, but all her screws are not.
She was tight. Very in touch with reality. She thought that Bible totem was going to keep her out of jail.
Right.
Tell her that thump, she going to need it when...
Well, let me tell you, there is a rainbow at the end of this story, okay? The two murder convictions both carry a life sentence, which in Tennessee means Lowe will serve a mandatory 51 years in prison. So there is that's my rainbow.
That's your rainbow?
That's my rainbow at the end of the story. That she is going to jail and never get out.
That's not my rainbow.
No,
because taxpayers are going to have to pay for her for the next 50 years.
So
I don't understand the 2-3 life sentences. 2-3 life sentences to me should be death.
Why
do I have to pay for 52 years?
I do agree with that. I'm not against letting someone pay an eye for an eye. I'm not. If you take a life, your life should be taken. That's
when you get, maybe one life sentence, that's only like 25 years, something like that. Life sentence,
and you get most of that off for good behavior.
Exactly. So life, when people say life, don't think they're really going away for life. That's not even really.
Yeah, but she's serving 2.
That's what I'm saying. When you get into that, now you're like 70 something when you come out.
Yeah. So she's not a threat anymore.
Then let's just go ahead and get it over with.
Okay. So you are all for the death penalty?
Absolutely.
That is.
Absolutely.
I am too, though.
Only in certain cases. But I think when you get into those 2 and 3 life sentences, that's those certain cases. I'm sorry.
Well, she's right, though. Think about it. Taxpayer money is taking care of these people for the rest of their life. And really, I don't know, because I ain't never been in no jail, but They say that you live pretty decent. They got cable.
3 hots in a cot.
I don't. I turned it off 2 years ago.
I just turned mine off Friday, girl. Oh my God.
I couldn't do it no more. So they get to look at cable. Yeah. I mean, they watching HBO. I ain't looking at none of that.
Yeah.
Okay. And they get 3 meals a day,
Or let's do something else. Let's make these people start, because some states I think do it where they actually make products, or they do something where you are contributing to
society.
Yeah. Make something that I can buy, or somebody over in China can buy, and we can get some money back. I don't know. We buy all their products. Y'all go to jail, make some products for them to buy. I don't know what to say. Let's do a trade-off here. Let's make it profitable.
I agree.
Instead of just having them.
And then they always talk about on the news, like, how many millions of dollars go into cleaning up the city, like picking up, trash and stuff like that off the highways. All of them should have a job. Like, that should be their job. Why are we paying millions of dollars to pay somebody to do it?
No.
That's free labor. We should.
Because they're going to get away. We can't keep them in
They're going to get away.
We can't keep them in a jail now. You got them on the side of the highway so they can get.
They ain't going to get away.
They get away from the jail systems now. We got them walking out of the jail. So we can't have them on the side of the road.
Girl,
no.
We can have them on the side of the road. With enough armed officers, they going to stay right there. Right there.
But we have enough community service people for that. Get Chris Brown back out there.
Ooh, no, she didn't say Chris Brown.
I'm sorry. I did not say that. Chris Breezy, I love you.
So what do you think, callers? Are you for the death penalty or no? You think people should serve their time like they do now and they stay in jail for 25 years and we take good care of them?
Yeah. And don't give them death and then make them stay there for 20 years and then we kill them.
That doesn't make any sense at all, does it?
No.
Does it?
No.
I don't know. I'm two-sided about it. Really, I wrote a paper on it, you know, in my first year of college. I wrote a paper on it, and I said I was really for it, but I'm for it in most cases, but I don't know if I'm always for it because, like, what about those cases that have been repealed and come to find out the person didn't do what he was arrested for? And, you know, we get mistaken a whole lot for things that we didn't do.
That is true.
And if we were quick to, you know, prosecute by killing somebody, those people would be dead and nothing you can do about it then.
That's true.
So
but think about the mental state of most people that spend 20 years locked up for a crime they didn't commit.
Yeah, so?
They weren't crazy when they went in.
But they're crazy now.
And I shouldn't say that, I'm sorry. But I understand why we don't do it because you're right. But as the justice system and, you know, different things get better, I think we should look at some of that.
Okay, let's see what our caller thinks about that. Thank you for calling. You're on the couch with Kimberly.
Yes, I certainly enjoyed looking at you all. Two attractive, classy black sisters. That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What I wanted to state was that the majority of people that's in jail is us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you take the boys on Wall Street who did all that stealing that money.
Right.
Yeah.
They didn't go to jail. You know, they got money. Whereas corporate crimes, those are the people that really, and then we gave them some money again.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always say this, the most dangerous person in the world is a person that has education and no morals.
That is
An uneducated person will break in your house and take your TV.
Mm-hmm.
But an educated person will take your house.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Because I just, I'm not for the death penalty.
No.
Because
but what about the story?
I think some people need to be in jail now. Don't get me wrong.
What about the story I just shared with you? Did you hear the story?
No, I didn't hear that. I just woke up.
Okay, well, I was sharing a story about a mother who, a woman who gave birth to 2 twin babies, and that she had gotten pregnant by someone other than her husband, and she decided to kill the babies. She smothered both of these babies.
Oh, I think she should go to jail.
So they gave her 51 years. So you think the taxpayer should pay for 51 years worth of her housing?
I think they should give her some kind of, I think she should do some time, but I think they should train her in some type of skill. She needs some deep counseling too, because something is psychologically wrong with her.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for calling.
All right.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, so he says no to the death penalty.
No to the death penalty. But I did like what he said about those white-collar crimes where you go to the federal prison, and if you think that, you know, the others are living good, you know, you go to a federal prison. And
they live in La Vida Loca.
Yeah, you might as well go play tennis.
Right?
Yeah, and I think that's because that hurt way more. You know, that when they took millions of dollars from people, and a lot of people
ruined lives.
Exactly, because everybody thinks about those millionaires that they might have, you know, but what about those people who, you know, this was their money they had for their retirement and they're 2 years off, or this is what they need when they get sick. It's so many people that they took money from, and I think about Enron. And a lot of people don't think about that anymore, but I think about it because I personally, and it's just completely, for me being as young as I am, it made me not want to contribute to my company's 401k.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. We have another caller. Thank you for calling. You're on the couch with Kimberly.
Yes, hello?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I got, yes.
You might have to turn your television down a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, that's better.
Yes, I have a voice opinion on the story you were just telling.
Okay.
And, I look at it like this: if a life be, if you take a life, then a life shall be taken, because it's in the Bible. Thou shalt not kill.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Okay. All right. So you are definitely for the death penalty, right?
Yeah, I think that would be the best, because if it happened once, it probably will happen again.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's what I said originally, an eye for an eye.
Eye for an eye.
But there are extenuating circumstances, and I think if someone was caught, let's say, dead to rights, like they had everything on them. They had DNA samples and some more things, and they knew for sure that is the person. There's no question about it. Because a lot of times people get prosecuted and there is not even that good of evidence, and the person goes to jail forever. Yeah. And that's not right. Thank you for calling. You're on the couch with Kimberly.
Yes, Kimberly. My name is Ron.
Hi, Ron.
I want to comment.
Okay, go ahead.
If you do wrong, you should be in jail. But the thing is, all the money they have spent, since we're so humane, keeping these people alive when we could be building schools with this money we're spending on these people to teach people not to do the wrong thing they did in the first place.
Absolutely, Ron. I agree.
Hey, I enjoy the show. I hope you come back on again.
I'll be back on next week, okay?
All right, right on.
Thank you so much, Ron.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay.
Yeah, we spend a lot of money to keep these people in jail. Well, we were just talking about how the school systems are not getting. It's the first place they hit, but we'll consistently spend money building new jails and finding new things to do.
And they fill them, too. Thank you for calling. You're on the couch with Kimberly.
Yes, peace, Richmond. I have a comment about what you said about your belief in the death penalty, except for there being some certain extenuating circumstances. I think a lot of times those extenuating circumstances are when the defendant, I guess for lack of a better word, the person who committed the crime is somebody that you love. Then you might be more interested in mercy or forgiveness or whatever. But a lot of people have the idea in their mind, the way to deal with criminals or people who have committed crimes is to put them in one of those concrete and steel buildings until that prescribed time is finished. But there's a scripture that says, when you dig in a ditch for somebody, don't dig one, dig two, because you might need one for yourself. And another thing that's been on my mind lately is how unprepared public school leaves people for anything.
Okay.
I mean, if college isn't for everybody,
Exactly.
I had a lot of different experiences from a lot of different aspects of life growing up that other people might not have had. I've been to public school and private school.
Okay.
But one thing that I was able to see in public school is their mission is to concentrate on the ones that they see promise and potential in, and the second part is to not let any of the others impede that.
Right.
So, everybody's not on a college track, and everybody doesn't have the college mentality. Also, college education is not the only form of intelligence.
Exactly.
Oh, I agree.
You can get that on the way to school, just like you can get that in school. So what I feel that a public education should afford you is the opportunity for when you are 18 years old and you are finished in public school, that piece of paper, that diploma is more so of a license or state certification to be qualified in the field, such as plumbing or electricians or carpentry or
some kind of trade.
Even if it's a little bit more than what shop used to be. I don't even know if they still have home economics and industrial arts, because of curriculums have to be pointed towards the college track. But like I said, there's so many people that when they graduate, when they that bell rings on their last day of high school, they're not going into another classroom. So what about them? Like I said, I feel like when you leave there, you should be qualified to do something that can pay you a job that you can live on. Okay. And that's not the situation now. And it's not just that way in Richmond. That's just across the board.
Yeah. That's true.
That don't make it no more right.
That is true. Thank you so much for calling.
Peace.
All right. Well, they do have something. They do have programs.
They do.
Because my son took 2 years of auto body.
Yeah.
And then there's auto mechanics. There are a lot of
I know my cousin that's in Chesterfield that's about to graduate does something with computers. He already has college credits towards.
I had a cousin like that too. Thank you for calling. You're on the couch with Kimberly.
Yes, how y'all ladies doing tonight?
We are doing wonderful. How have you been?
Oh, I've been okay, except for this, sinus, is driving me crazy.
Well, I hope you feel better. What'd you call to tell us tonight?
I really don't think that if we had the extra money, that as screwed up as this system is, I don't think they would be putting any money in the school system anyway.
Me either.
Because we have it.
I think they might use that as an excuse, but to me, their main thing is to put money in their pockets. And that's the way I feel about it. It's just so screwed up when you think about the different things, that need some work done. Not just the school system, a lot of things.
Right.
And they're not doing anything with it. It doesn't make any sense if you calculate some of the money. It doesn't add up at all.
I agree. Where's it going?
Yeah. And as far as killing, I'm against the death penalty.
You are against it?
Again, because the system is so screwed up. Anytime you have people in jail that didn't do anything,
right?
That's sick.
Right.
And I just, it's so sick that to kill somebody and they probably won't feel ashamed or guilty about it after somebody gets executed, but it's going to be people who are going to feel that bad.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. How old did you say that lady was?
The lady who killed the babies?
I
don't know if it gave us an age. Oh, yes, it did. 26 years old. Sure did.
Oh, okay. Well, she should have known better. I thought she was a teenager or something.
No, she was old enough to know better.
Yeah, she was old enough. I don't know what her problem is.
Well, thank you so much for calling.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Yeah, see, that's why I say I'm torn. I'm like on the fence. I could go both ways, but I don't agree with the gentleman that called necessarily. It's not just that way when it comes to my family or someone I love. I would feel this way because I feel this way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The law is the law. Thank you for calling. You're on the couch with Kimberly.
How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
First, I'd like to thank you both for bringing such important topics to the forefront.
You're very welcome.
Everybody has a right, to their opinion, and mine is I'm for the death penalty.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. If somebody, you're married, you have a wife or a husband, and 4 children, 4 little girls, 2 boys, 2 girls. Somebody break in your house, tie you up, and rape your wife in front of you, rape your 2-year-old daughter and your 3-month-old daughter, and then kill all your children. You still think they deserve to go to jail? I don't.
Thank you so much. Yes, that's a whole perspective. You just put a whole perspective on it right there. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's why I'm on the fence. I'm both ways. I mean, I could go either way. It just depends on the circumstances.
See, I'm absolutely for it, but it's not across the board to me. And I think some of those crimes where we don't look at the death penalty, like child molestation and those child predators, to me, are the ones we should be giving the death penalty to.
Right.
We'll give life sentences for, being 3 strikes with drugs.
Right.
But, you have people who molest children come out in a year and a half
and
go
it again.
Right back to molesting children. Because for the most part, it's been shown that, they're going to be repeat offenders, which is why we make them sign up and tell them where we're at. Those are the people, to me, who...
Well, he just gave a beautiful example.
Exactly.
What about in a situation like that? And especially when that's the person. Like, I can identify that's the man that broke in my house and did those heinous things to my family.
And I'm for it. And like I said, in certain situations, let's walk them out the courtroom to the chair.
To the chair. Call the coroner and call it
And that's not every situation. I don't think that every situation deserves the death penalty. But I'm absolutely for it when I'm for it.
Right. Yeah. See, that's how I am.
Yeah.
That's how I am. If you did it, you did it. Yeah.
But I'm not for these 3 and 4 life sentences either.
Right.
Because what are we holding them there for 50 years for? What are we doing?
What's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think? The lines are still open. Give us a call. Tell us how you feel. Anyways. That's enough of, as my mother calls it, the sad stories. It's time for some sunshine, okay?
I have happy shiny.
You have some happy stuff?
I have happy shiny.
Go for it.
All right, this was a story I saw and I loved it. Neighborhood boys 9 and 10 years old saved an infant with CPR.
Aww.
I know.
I love it. Go ahead.
9-year-old Rocky Hurt and 10-year-old Ethan Wilson heard desperate screams for help while they were outside playing football together. They both watched as Susanna attempted splashing water on the baby's face and performing CPR. Seeing that she was doing it wrong, they quickly stopped her. I told her to push the baby's chest 5 to 10 times with only 2 fingers, tilt the baby's head back, plug the baby's nose, and breathe into the baby's mouth, Rocky told us. Within seconds, the baby started breathing. Paramedics arrived soon after, taking the baby to the hospital, and we're told that it will spend a few nights recovering, but the baby is fine. The 2 boys said they learned the proper technique for CPR from posters in their school.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Susanna had never met the boys before that day, and they helped her. It was an amazing story, all from posting flyers and little kids being nosy as they are.
Wonderful. Isn't that something?
Yeah,
Yay.
I love that story.
That's a great story. See?
Yeah.
Oh,
happy
feels so
shiny.
good. That's happy.
Yeah.
That's what we all right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yay. Okay. Last week I did something a little bit different. It was random acts of kindness, and we got such a positive response from random acts of kindness. I decided to continue with it a little bit, but this time I'm going to start with 2 short stories. The first one was called "Pass It On." These actually happened. So it says after the. Okay, we got a caller. Hold on just a second. Okay. Thank you for calling. You're on the couch with Kimberly.
Yeah, peace. I just want to try to help y'all end on a good note, like you said. I want to extend to all those in the Richmond listening and viewing area an invitation for this Sunday coming up to come to the United House of Prayer for All People in Churchill on Chimborazo Boulevard. Okay. I'm trying to tell you something good. If you, either you hear me or you don't, but I'm just saying, there's a whole lot of places you could be at Sunday morning coming up, even if it's just on your sofa at home with your remote. There's a lot of places of worship that you could choose to go to. I'm trying to tell you the best one I know about on Chimborazo and P Street, Chimborazo Boulevard in Churchill, 926 North Chimborazo Boulevard.
Thank you so much.
United House of Prayer for All People. If you come, you will have a nice time.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you. Now, that's my side of town.
Okay.
I'll be out of town this weekend, but I might have to check them out on a different day. I heard that Chimborazo and P. I'll definitely try to look them up. That is I was just talking about Chimborazo School.
All right, let me get this story in real quick before we end. After a recent blizzard, like everyone else, I went outside to shovel my driveway. When my neighbor and his son came along with their shovel and snowblower and proceeded to finish the job. I said, don't bother doing behind my car. I'm all set now, but he did it anyway, thus allowing me to park my car further back in the driveway, allowing for a second car if needed. That night I went to bed feeling good that the job was behind me, thanks to my kind neighbors. At 4 a.m., my phone rang. It was an elderly couple, friends of mine, calling to say that they had been without power all day and all night and were very cold and hungry. Because I had an extra space in my driveway, I was able to say, come over here immediately. They were able to come to my home, get warm, get hot coffee and scrambled eggs and pancakes. They stayed, got warm and rested, and after a lunch of hot soup and grilled cheese, their power was on again and they were able to return to their own home. Thanks to my kind neighbor, I was able to do a pass it on, their kind act, random act. Okay, so.
I like that.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. And it's amazing how one person's kindness can help you help someone else.
It is a ripple effect.
Yeah.
So let's try to do one kind thing before I see you again. Next week, Wednesday from 7:30 to 8:30. Join us again, Kimberly and Kenya.
Yay.
Right here on the couch.
Yeah. And we can talk about all those good things we do. Maybe that's what we should start asking when we leave. What was your good act of kindness?
Your random act of kindness? Okay. All right. Sounds like a challenge to me. All right?
All right.
See you soon. Okay.
Well, Kimberly, I definitely have been trying to do because I'm not the happy, shiny one. That's Kimberly. I've been trying to make sure I let the people out of the little spaces, and I even stop in the morning because I come up Broad, and you have all the people going to MCV. Even though I'm running late.
You letting them out?
I'm letting them cross the street, child.
Oh!
Because I'm right there when you get on the highway. Lord, I've been thinking about you, and I've been thinking, I just really want to go, and these people sitting here. But I've been doing it for you.
Yay!
So I know they're happy.
See? Well, I did something, too. I paid for somebody's, the person in front of me at the grocery store didn't have enough money, and they were getting ready to start putting stuff back. So I gave them like $2 and some change to pay for their little groceries.
Now I'm going to go grocery shopping when I see Kimberly going so I can get in front of her and not have enough money. And then I'm going to follow her to the toll, and I'm going to cut in front of her at the last minute.
Do something for someone, okay?
Yeah. And it's always good to give back. I think we had a great show this time. And thank all the callers for calling in. You guys had great input. We love it and love to hear from you.
Join us next week. Peace.